Good evening and welcome to the evening session of the April 23rd Johnston County Board of Commissioners meeting. Welcome to you that are here in person and those who are watching on YouTube in our live stream. I did want to follow up a couple of things. We have Commissioner Dickie Braswell, who is out on vacation. I misspoke this morning. I gave him credit for going further than he is, and he's actually in Panama, Florida. So sorry for that mistake. And then also Commissioner Smith has had something come up and cannot be here this evening as well. And then the other thing I would note that we opened this morning's session with the prayer and the pledge, so we will not do that again at our evening session, but just want to let you know we had taken care of that this morning. So with that, I do have a couple of announcements. We had a couple of votes for some appointments, and these are results we have for the West Johnston Fire Relief Board. We have Travis Parrish was appointed to that board, and to the West Johnston Fire Protection District, Timothy Godwin and Jimmy Wilkins were reappointed, and Zachary Webb Alexander was appointed, and Mr. Godwin and Mr. Wilkins were granted a waiver and length of service policy for those appointments. With that, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda, and I'll look for a motion to approve that agenda if there are no changes.
Mr. Chairman, I move the agenda be approved as presented.
All right, and I will note that that includes cases 22, 17, and 18 being postponed to our May 1st meeting at 6 o'clock.
And the withdrawn. Yeah.
And 2306 has been withdrawn, so.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is approved. This morning we were blessed with some Miss Cleveland teens and other, I don't know, we had Miss Cleveland, Miss Cleveland Clean. So now we have some other, we have Miss Johnston County teen and Miss Smithfield teen. So I think they're going to start with Miss Johnston County and Miss Tiffany Smith.
Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany Lauren Smith. I am the current Miss Johnston County. First and foremost, I would love to just thank you guys for allowing us to come and have this opportunity to speak with you today. We really do truly appreciate it. A little bit about the Miss America organization, which is the titles that we represent. It is the leading scholarship fund for women in the United States, so it's phenomenal. I am a college graduate from Pfeiffer University. I have a business degree, and then I'm also in the graduate certificate program at Pfeiffer University. I'm a teacher in Stanley County, and so I'm very thankful for the scholarship opportunities that the Miss America organization offers. Along with that, it also really promotes service, and so we each have a initiative that we stand for, a platform. So we actually get to choose that. And so from the time I was 15, I started coaching competitive cheerleading, which led to me in my current position as a collegiate cheerleading coach at Pfeiffer University. And I really promote children's health. And that includes, their physical health as well as their mental health. And so as a teacher, I've seen, the aftermath of COVID with children specifically. And so I think it's really important that we focus on their mental health as well. And so that's something that I promote with my social impact initiative, PLAY, Positive Lifestyles Among Youth. And so it's actually an after-school program that is provided for schools to be able to do and really just focus on children's health. So again, I thank you for allowing us to be here today and just talk a little bit about it. And we're so excited to be able to be in Johnston County and be able to promote here on the stage at Miss North Carolina in June. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Miss Colleen McDermott, the Miss Johnston County teen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having us here to talk today. It's an amazing opportunity. My name is Colleen McDermott, and I'm Miss Johnston County's teen 2023. I'm from Apex, and I'm a sophomore at Cardinal Gibbons High School, so I'm not from Johnston County, but y'all's community has really made me feel like I am, so I feel like I'm an honorary member of Johnston County. So this is my second year competing in the Miss America organization, and what really drew me to it was the talent and scholarship opportunities. I'm an Irish dancer, and I've been a competitive Irish dancer since the age of 4. I've gotten to travel to Ireland, Scotland, England, Canada just for Irish dancing, and I've gotten to compete at the global level. I've been a 6-time world qualifier and placer, so that's really what drew me, but really made me stay was the scholarship and the memories and the opportunities like this to get into the community and speak. So the service part is really important to me, and my community service initiative is Planet Youth, empowering our youth to empower our planet. In the past year, I've been able to recycle over 10,000 crayons by placing collection bins in places in Johnston County like Simple Twist, and I hope to expand on that in the future. And once I recycle those crayons, I'm able to distribute them into children's hospitals so we can keep them out of our landfills because petroleum wax does not biodegrade. Along with that, I've also published my own children's book that I wrote and illustrated myself. And that's something that I've really implemented into the Johnston County community, and I really hope to continue to do. Read Across America Week was an amazing opportunity. I got to read to a few preschools and elementary schools, and I really hope to continue to do that with your help. Along with that, I also have my own podcast, Green Teens, and that's really a great way to connect with our teen audience. I actually have international listeners on that podcast, which is really exciting. It's available on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts if you want to check it out. But on that podcast, I'm able to interview other teens making a difference for the environment to inspire others to make a change as well. Because, you know, podcasts are a really modern and easy way to do so, and I really hope to expand on that in the Johnston County community and reach more people in this area with that over this year. Some of my other goals this year is really just to expand on that, but also create my own environmental scholarship with funds from my children's book. I really hope in this next month, with Earth Day coming up, I'm going to be attending some events in Johnston County. I can even implement my own events in the next year. I know I'm from Wake County, and we have our own Apex Earth Fest, so I'm really hoping to maybe get a Johnston County Earth Fest. That would be really exciting, just to get more teens and young kids involved in the environment, because it's so, so important. Because the reason why I chose this in the first place is because I really believe in the importance of saving our planet, because we can't advocate for other issues without a planet to advocate for them on. I want to thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you today, and I really hope that you remember to go green for Earth Month, really, but make every day Earth Day. And thank you for this opportunity. It's nice speaking with you. Thank you.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
I'm familiar with Scottish dancing. Is that similar to Irish dancing?
It's not super similar, but, you know, it's the same kind of idea. I think that all dance styles kind of have borrowed things from each other. What's funny is my talent costume actually came from a Scottish dancer in the Miss North Carolina organization a few years ago. So it's kind of funny how she reached out to me and she knew I Irish dance, which, you know, is not the most usual thing. I'm the only Irish dancer in Miss North Carolina. So it's just another opportunity for me to share that talent. And yeah, she did Scottish dancing, but we shared a costume, and maybe there's some similarities, but not a ton.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, and finally, we have Miss Kaylee Stavlos.
So I am Greek, so that explains my last name.
Oh, that's a Miss Smithfield team.
Yes, I have a huge, big Greek fat family, so if you've ever seen the movie, that my life just resembles. So my name is Kaylee Stavlos. I am the very first Miss Smithfield's teen, and I know we have already met before, but I am so excited to be here today, and thank you guys for your time. Like you've heard before, the Miss America organization has an opportunity where you get to choose something you're passionate about and you'd like to promote as a title holder. So for me, I started my own nonprofit called Next Gen CEO, where I've been going into schools locally and empowering the next generation of diverse entrepreneurs. But it didn't just start for me when I was 15. I'm a sophomore in high school. But I started it when I was only 8 years old. I started my own business, and I was able to provide over $1,000 for children in Haiti that were dying due to malnourishment. So having that opportunity, I'm going into schools and teaching them life skills outside of entrepreneurship, how to understand finances and how to give back to people in communities in need. So actually, May 13th, I'm having my very first business fair at the Smithfield Recreation Center, and I would love to personally invite all of you guys to come and attend, and if you're willing to, judge. I'll have opportunities for there to be prizes and different scholarship opportunities for all the kids there, and it's just a different chance for them to showcase their talents and who they are and their product and business. So I'm an opera singer for the talent the talent part. So I was a pre-professional ballerina before, dancing 7 days a week until I got injured. And then my life just kind of crumbled down. So I've had to learn resilience and understand that never to give up. I had taken a lot of years of singing, so I'm just really excited to be able to showcase my opera talent on the Miss North Carolina stage. I'm the only opera singer for the teens, so I'm excited.
Good to you.
You know, we have something in common. My dancing career ended because of an injury.
Oh.
And a lack of talent, but mainly the injury. So, yeah.
Yep, there you go.
That's when your wife kicked you when you stepped on the
Well before that. So.
Yes.
Are you from Smithfield?
No, I'm actually from Raleigh. So when I tell people that I'm Miss Smithfield's teen, they always assume that I live in Smithfield, but I'm about an hour away. But I love coming to Smithfield. I was just previously at the Smithfield Recreation Center for their Easter egg hunt and able to show my business fair ads and say hi to all the little kids. They were adorable. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to do a picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, do you want to do a picture? Yes, we do want to do a picture. So you didn't tell us who these people are over here, which at least one of them is with y'all.
That's my mom right there.
Okay, yeah, okay, well, Mom, you should give Mom credit.
I was looking
Yeah.
for the Greek mom, and
She's Italian. She's Italian.
Yeah, you come right here.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all for coming. Good to see you again.
congratulations.
All right. Next item on the agenda is public comments. And I don't see anyone here in the room for public comments. So we will move on to the, and we didn't have any emails come in today, okay? So we will, seeing nobody here for the public comments, we will move on. And first up, we have case 2308, rezoning hearing, and I will call on Preston Newton to come forward and present the background, and we'll have some questions for you afterwards.
Yes, sir. Your case 23-08 involves a petition to remove 15.47 acres located at 5842 NC 42 West in the Cleveland Township from the environmentally sensitive overlay district. Owner and applicant is Triple B 32-Mast LLC. This property, as stated, is located on NC 42, just west of Cleveland Road, and it would be on the north side of 42. This property is in a primary growth area in accordance with county's comprehensive plan. I have noted for you in your staff report and given you the excerpt from the Land Development Code, Section 14-103, which is the environmentally sensitive area overlay district, just so you'll kind of have a better understanding of that. We have seen a few of these in past where our overlay district does not coincide completely with the drainage and sub-drainage basins for the impacted or the noted water bodies. And this is one of those cases, and I think the applicant may provide more information to demonstrate that for you, that it does not actually drain to one of these basins. Be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Newton? All right, thank you, Mr. Newton. We'll ask the applicant to come forward. All right, if you would, please provide us some information you think relevant to your case.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the Board of Commissioners, my name is Jerry Eatman. I'm a lawyer with the firm of Lynch and Eatman in Raleigh, and my address for the record is 3625 Laurel Hills Road in Raleigh, and I represent the applicant in this case. As you'll see from your packet materials, this rezoning request is essentially a request to correct an error in the overlay district. This property is shown as draining into that, and it doesn't. It drains into a district that's not covered by this overlay. When we discovered this initially and brought it to the attention of the staff said that the way they like to deal with these problems when they come up is to bring a rezoning request to correct the error. You have in your packet the various maps that were prepared in connection with this. In addition, you should have a letter from Public Utilities indicating that this is in fact the case. This particular property is not within the environmentally sensitive district overlay. We have with us tonight the construction manager for the applicant, as well as the professional engineers that worked on this case. We're happy to answer any questions about that you might have.
Any questions for the applicant, Mr. Eatman, or the owner or engineer? All right, hearing none. Thank you,
sir.
Mr. Eatman.
Appreciate your time.
And I don't believe there's anyone else here for public comment. No? No? All right, so I'm going to close the public discussion portion and then ask Mr. Newton to come forward and summarize and present the planning board recommendations.
Yes, sir. As it relates case 23-08, and the requested amendment to the zoning atlas, planning board does recommend approval and to have the property removed from the environmentally sensitive overlay district.
All right.
I have a question, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
sir.
With the determination that it's not drains into those watersheds, are there other properties around here that ought to be addressed as well?
Yes, sir. We're working on that now. We're working on a map that will indicate, that will show you an overlay of the environmentally sensitive overlay district in conjunction with the drainage and sub-drainage basins of the basins noted within the language. So we will be bringing that forward in the near future.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? All right, let me see where I am here in my notes here. All right, I will close the hearing and turn it over to board for additional deliberation or a motion.
I don't really have any other deliberation, Mr. Chairman, but I understand the technical issues here, and just a correction, it appears to me. So I move that we adopt this statement of consistency resolution as presented in the agenda packet and approve the rezoning request for case number 2308.
All right, we have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor of approving the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And Braxton, while we're on, so I know we've had a couple of those before. Are we anticipating any, and all of them have been to remove them from the environmentally sensitive. Do we anticipate that there will be some additions to the environmentally sensitive area once we get through with this?
Not likely.
Okay.
There may, I say that, I kind of hesitate to even say that. It's possible, but
Okay.
I'm just not going to say it's probable.
Okay.
But no, not likely.
Is the improvement in technical equipment, GIS and that sort of thing, helps to determine the proper situation here?
So not being able to piece together the full history of the ESOD or this overlay district, it's kind of hard to say. I'm not sure where the baseline data came from to establish these or establish this overlay based on these basins. We do know that these basins have there's some environmental sensitivity there anyway, and there's some issues from the state level with regard to their current condition, past and current condition, and we want to try and maintain the health of these water bodies. So, what we have now today is a more refined set of basin maps that the state, in partnership with EPA, established, and they're called the NC HUC maps. They've been around a while now, but we found that they're extremely effective and a little more accurate.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the comprehensive land use plan, a continued discussion. And I know we are down a couple of members tonight who have typically been very engaged in the discussion. And I know that the red lines that I received was later in the week and didn't get a full chance to look through those. Just as this time, is there anyone else that has any comments they want to make tonight?
So making a motion to adopt the land use plan probably wouldn't be in order.
Here.
Yeah, yeah, I was going to say, would it do done a lot quicker than we thought? So,
You know,
Just point of order on that, we haven't had public hearing yet, so let's
sorry about that.
so.
I think we're all in the
apologies,
process
sir.
of clarifying our questions with the red lines with Braxton and staff individually.
Okay. Commissioner Godwin?
I was just going to make a comment and observation that when we finally do get this thing approved, go through all the public scenes and that sort of thing to get it in place, that's just the tip of the iceberg of our work, because we got to translate that into meaningful ordinances that reflect that plan and get things steered in a particular direction. We're going to have a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think that the changes that I've seen that were presented at our last meeting, I think are definitely have moved us well down the path to getting this thing wrapped up. And I know we had our 4 different options to look at some of the maps we were looking at, and I don't think I've at least honed in on the one that I'm partial to. But I want to thank you for that. I will say for this board, we will have on the 17th at our next meeting, we can have I think that we can have a full and robust discussion on that. And if you've got questions, again, get those to Mr. Newton for clarification, and if they need Ms. Farmer to help out if there's any on that. The other thing I would propose is let's look at a public hearing that week of May the 15th. We can either do that at our meeting on the 15th and maybe look at a different location to do that. If not the 15th, maybe the 17th or the 18th, again at another location where we may have ability to entertain a few more folks in the audience. But if that's acceptable, we'll get staff to start looking at a location for that week of the 15th of May. So
We will do that. We'll certainly will. First thing comes to mind is the Ag Center, and that would be able to accommodate everything. Plus, they do have the audio visual there as well.
That's a good idea.
okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Newton.
Thank you.
And then now we'll move on to manager reports and comments.
Good evening, board members. I just have 2 brief things. One is, Johnston County is a member of the Triangle J Council of Governments, and they are, Triangle J is looking for some federal grant money to put together a regional study with all the 9 counties involved and the municipalities about transportation, housing, land use, infrastructure, and they've asked the members of Triangle J, and the chairman is on that board, if they would do a letter of support to our congressman for that. And so we've got a letter prepared if the board's good with that, for Mr. Chairman to send a letter.
Yeah, and I think that if there's not any objections to that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
I'm in favor of it. I wonder what's the end result going to be. I mean, it sounds like it's so broad. Is it going to bring any tangible ideas? You know what I mean?
So I would agree with you 100. I want to disagree with you, but I agree with you 100% because when you're dealing with a 7-county area, it is hard to come in as something that's going to fit for everybody. So I hope there may be some pieces in there that will apply to us that we can use as most things. And when you got a regional council, right, that there are parts we can glean from it that will work in Johnston County and other parts that probably won't. So.
I agree, Chairman Lauder, that not only would it be something for Triangle J to use, but each member can take something from that and maybe bolster what we have. Second thing I just wanted to update the board on, just from a big picture standpoint, is we are going through this budget preparation process now, and by early May we should have a document for the board and draft a proposed budget. Obviously that final budget will be up to the board and what you do prior to June 30th. So we're making progress on that, getting some revenue estimates sort of crystallized here, working with our members, our partners in the college and this Board of Education. Their budget is by statute due to counties by May 15th, so we don't have that yet. So we're making good progress, and I think we're ahead of the game right now. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And I will say to you, Rick, and the staff, I know we kind of revised the schedule and moved everything up, so I appreciate the fact that the staff is nimble and has adjusted to that change. And as Vice Chairman Harris has been twice as the person herding the cats at the end to get the budget message together, I know that extra time will be, and I'm looking at it again to do it again. So that'd be a little less pressure to try to get that wrapped up literally in the last few hours. So thank y'all for for working with us and on those changes. So with that, I'll go to board reports and comments. Commissioner Godwin,
I don't have anything.
I'm going to note that. Vice Chairman Harris.
No, sir, I don't have anything this evening. Thank you.
And I dare look to my right to see you're on the roll this morning, so in no rants.
I run out of all my energy.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Braswell. Commissioner Stevens. And I don't have anything as well, so I'll entertain, I was going to say that broccoli's getting to me now. They entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, we got a motion second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are out of here. Thank you.